Hello.
Hello.
Braden Herrington here with Davie Portman for upNXT, postwrestling.com, and
Patreon.com/upNXT.
yes, Patreon is the new wave of podcasting.
Yeah.
It's helping us do what we love to do. See, we are your NXT friends. And because of Survivor Series, you see, NXT is the superior brand.
This is the main roster now.
This is the main
roster. Show.
This is the main show.
This is the main podcast of all podcasts. Joe Rogan, who the fuck are you? Get out. It's NXT up next on a Wednesday night.
John and Way who?
Yeah, exactly.
Actually, they have helped us out so much.
They
in
have
the past
indeed.
few days. If you're new listeners to this, we are part of the Post Wrestling family with John Pollock and Wei Ting as our. I don't even know. We're in our own inner circle with them. We're our own undisputed.
We're
era.
our own brand, I'd say.
And
like John and Wei, Post Wrestling are like WWE.
Yeah,
we're one of the brands.
So they have helped us out with. We've launched our own Patreon now, and it's just been a wild ride. So Patreon.com/upnext, you can find so many of the crazy shows that we have coming out. That we have.
Yeah, and I will say we're coming to the end of the month, so if you want to sign up,
start on the 1st.
Yeah, I mean it's fantastic. If you're itching to sign up right away, that's fantastic. But you will be billed again on the 1st of December.
Right.
So I say wait to the 1st, sign up, and then you have. God, there's like 30 podcasts now you can listen to from the last
few
months.
Yeah, we did this show.
Everything.
With John and Wade came to visit. Well, we invaded the post office. The BDE invaded the Braden Davie estate experience, however you want to say it. We invaded them. We did a Survivor Series draft game for our Patreon. That was so much fun. That's one of the best shows we've done. It's so much fun. We do a show called Best Match Ever. We've reviewed some of the considered the best matches ever. But TLC is coming up in the month of December. So we decided we are going to watch all of the TLC matches and decide what is the best TLC
What
match
is
ever.
the best match ever?
So yeah, we'll get to that one as well. We have so many shows. We're gonna have a schedule for December coming out this week as well. But shout out all our Patreon supporters because we love you. But we did so many shows with John and Wei. We did the Survivor Series. We did our Takeover review for NXT Takeover that just happened. The War Games. So this I feel like we've just been. You must be sick of us.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. I'm sick of us.
Right. Unless you're a new listener, then
if
don't
you're
be sick of
not,
us.
we love you. Thank you for listening.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us. Shout out to the YouTube room who are all there right now.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for joining us on a Wednesday night. On Wine Wednesdays. And yes, we have changed the YouTube because we felt everything should be on brand and uniform.
Yes.
So now if you want to find our YouTube, it is no longer BDE official. Get that out of your head.
Get the BDE.
Get the BDE out.
No, don't.
But we are quite simply youtube.com/upnext.
Yes, and hey, follow our Twitter account. We post everything, including all the stuff for our Patreon, all the shows, we live tweet during NXT, and just like to interact at upNXT podcast, UPNXT podcast on Twitter there.
And if you're not on Twitter, by the way, get on it because you're missing this beautiful romance forming between Dave Bautista and Dana Brooke.
Oh my goodness!
So if you need to get on that to find out about that.
I knew Dave the Animal Bautista was my spirit animal all along. I knew it since I was a teen. I watched him, and I'm like, he's going after Dana Brooke.
If this becomes something, I'll be so happy.
They're gonna be a power couple in the world.
They will
of Hollywood.
be, yeah.
They could be. Who knows? I love it. I love to see Twitter do good things for people.
Absolutely.
Whereas sometimes Twitter can do bad things for people.
Twitter's been pretty bad for people recently.
Yeah.
So I think Big Dave needs all the help from Twitter now. So I want good things for Dave.
Yeah, I mean, we have, as you called it, Seth Tweetin' Rollins.
Yeah.
That's the new wave on Monday Night Raws. But then we have kind of the Corey Graves and Mauro Ranallo situation. That's all because of Twitter.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Mauro Ranallo, not on tonight's episode of NXT. They did not mention his voice being the reason why. They just said, hope to see you next week. Hopefully we do see him next week.
I hope so,
He wasn't on Survivor Series, so it was weird.
Yeah, we definitely missed a couple of Mauro calls today, which we'll get to later on.
Yeah, but it's just, I mean, and then Corey Graves kind of did a podcast for WWE and apparently kind of apologized, but not really.
It was a weird apology.
Yeah.
It sounded very corporate for me.
Yeah.
Didn't even mention his name, which I think, come on, if you're apologizing to someone,
right,
say it as it is.
Yeah,
you know?
very weird. Yeah, the whole situation, I'm not not a big. It's kind of shitty.
Yeah.
It's really shitty. I mean, so Twitter can do bad things.
Twitter can do bad things.
But you should again follow our Twitter at upNXT Podcast. What else do we have to talk about?
Well, I think before we go into NXT, how are you?
I'm good.
Up next, Universe want to know what's been going on.
Oh man, we watched a lot of wrestling this week. I mean, we watch a lot of wrestling every week.
Wrestling aside.
I mean, but most of my week was literally watching wrestling because we did NXT last week. I had a few days off. What did I do? I just hung out with some friends. I wanted to see The Irishman, but I have not. I've been watching The Mandalorian. We did our reviews for free. We did it for free. Go check out our episode 1 and then episode 2 and 3 put together as a review as well. I've been watching that. I've been watching Barry with
Barry's fantastic.
Bill Hader and Henry Winkler, the Fonz. That's really good. We went out last week. You got me a little.
Why you're always putting this on me? What did I do?
You're a criminal.
No,
not a criminal, but you're a degenerate. You somehow after doing this show last week, you decided to get me out of the house. This is already midnight easily. So we go out to a few bars. We scope it out, and you were like, "I'm not feeling it. I'm going to cab us to your favorite bar where everybody knows your name." And we went there, wide open. The home of our takeover tailgate last summer.
It was, yeah.
So you Ubered us there. You wanted to go to this bar so bad.
Well, everywhere else was dead.
You're right. So we get there, and I'm like, I've had a few. We've been doing the Cape Cods now, the vodka crans, and I was like feeling all right. But then I switched to my classic rum and coke. And you were like, hey, it's almost, by the time we were drinking stuff, you're like, hey, it's almost 2 a.m. In Toronto, 2 a.m. is last call. And you're like, it's last call. Should we get one more? And I was like, and we had one. And I'm like, okay, fine. Let's order one more so we have one after last call goes. You're like, cool. Yes, 3 more of these and 3 more of these each. And she just takes it, orders it, puts it in my front of me before I could even do anything about it.
I don't see anything wrong with that. I was looking out for you because the amount of times
the dream has no memory of that.
Oh, I only want one more, and then I turn around and you've already finished it. And you're, I wish I got another one. I was saying, I know you, Braden.
You threw in the towel.
I knew you.
No,
I didn't. I squeezed those shoulders and put you back in the ring.
You should have thrown in the towel. You should have killed me when you had the chance. You got me a little messed up. Then we came back and. I think this now I'm talking about a completely different night, which means we have issues of our own.
Well, we then recorded all day with John and Way on the Thursday.
We tried their Thai place.
Which we will not name.
No.
We will not do that to John and Way.
So but then we went out we went to some Christmas bar or something. I remember that because spoiler, we got a great Christmas card photo that we're gonna use because we got our picture taken and it looks great with all this Christmas background. But then you decided that we both had to get ready for work and such on Sunday, and we all have things to do. And we are leaving the bar, and you're like, "We got to go now." I'm like, "Oh, okay, sure." I just finished my drink. Like, okay, what's the rush? You're like, "I ordered food to the house." I'm like, "Whoa, what?" It's like now 3 a.m. in the morning. You're like, "Let's go to the house." I instructed my Uber Eats driver or whatever you ordered to leave it on the bottom stairs into our front step, essentially.
Yeah.
You ordered food to get dropped off in front of our house. So we walk home, we're walking, and we're almost at our house. And I see a car in front of our house and a guy, and he's holding a box of pizza and stuff, and bags. And you're like, I'm like, "Yo, is that your guy?" And you're like, "Hey, Mr. Pizza Man." And he's like, "Hey." He's like, "Is this you?" And you're like, "Yeah." He's like, "Cool, here you go." And he looks at you and he goes, "Extra saucy." And you're like, "What? You what, mate?" He gets in his car, he drives off. You go inside and your instructions, you ordered not only a pizza to get delivered at 3 a.m, you also ordered, and I quote because it says it on the receipt, an extra saucy lasagna.
Well,
you ordered a lasagna.
Why not? I knew we both had to be up in the morning.
3 a.m.
Yeah.
We're getting home. We're beat from the night of going out and getting just a little too many Cape Cods. And you just wanted a extra
now,
sauce.
What I want to know is whenever we do this, I feel like I have maybe 2 or 3 slices and then I'm like, I'll have some in the morning. Fall asleep. I wake up and this is an extra large. And this box is right next to my bed. I open it, one slice left.
Oh no, me and you crushed the pizza. You were still awake. You were still awake. We were trying to watch some of the new Rick and Morty and stuff. But we stayed awake and then we went to sleep. I didn't have any of your lasagna. How was it? Extra saucy.
It was pretty good. Yeah.
Extra saucy Davie Portman.
Well, talking of takeout, I'm mad right now. I was running late to work the other day, as usual. So I thought I'd download the McDonald's app and order ahead. So by the time I get to McDonald's, my breakfast is ready. I can just pick it up, walk to work. And the app kept on trying to... So I'd set it to the McDonald's that's like en route to work.
Sure.
And the app would keep flicking it back to College Street. The McDonald's like behind me. So I reset it, ordered a load of food, and then I'm stood there at McDonald's like, where's my food? It's taken ages. None of the order numbers or anything like my one. I look... Oh,
the college location.
It said it's college. So I contacted them. Well, I tried to contact them to get a refund. And it would be like, you can either send it with no response, so just giving feedback, or you can send it and request a response.
Of course.
But to do that, you had to put in your address. And you know when like the drop-down things just don't work? So I was set in province as Ontario, and it just wouldn't allow it. So I'm gonna call them tomorrow.
So you were owed like $6 or something.
It was more than that.
What did you order? You're the worst. You're the kind of guy who goes to McDonald's and orders like the most expensive Mediterranean burger and then asks them to make it plain. So like, why are you ordering?
Well, that was a drunk thing. Well, I don't like egg, so ordering breakfast, I got to make it like custom, and it costs more.
Extra saucy.
Extra saucy.
Extra saucy.
But anyway, enough about food. Enough about drunk antics.
Wait. Because on the Wednesday nights of NXT, it's the Wednesday night wars. You see, NXT, AEW, brand supremacy. We always try to drink our Wednesday night wine. So tonight we decided to have a dinner. We decided, we're roommates. Wednesday nights, we're going to have to watch NXT anyway. We've decided to start making NXT meals.
Yeah.
NXT named or themed things. So what was last week? The beef Busick. The beef Busick Oni rules. That was awesome. But tonight we came up with something. I used your slow cooker and I created somehow a Thai green curry with some chicken and veggies and all sorts of great stuff. It was awesome. Coconut milk all up in there. It was spicy, hot peppers, everything. But we couldn't decide on a name for our thing. We've had so many. We've had Gargano versus Almas and chili.
Yes.
We've had some clever stuff, but Thai green curry, what on earth could we come up with?
So we put it to the upNXT universe, as it were.
Well, we came up with one that I instantly had to call it because of the recent happenings in NXT with the events of War Games, and tonight Dakota Kai is a popular character. I thought, why not call this Dakota Thai green curry?
I'm pretty sure I came up with that one.
Sure, but I'm picking it.
So that's your one. We had suggestions from the upNXT universe.
Okay.
We had the Thai Nara green curry.
Whoa.
We had former NXT Women's Champion Asuka. So it was Asuka's Hot Mist, because she's been doing the mist. And then this is my favorite one. Dominik Dijakovic curry. The poll is still open right now.
Oh my God.
It's got 30 minutes left. We will let you know the results and what our Thai green curry will be called at the end of the show.
Dakota Thai green curry.
That's in the lead right now, but I really like Dominik Dijakovic.
That's lit. So we'll keep you posted on our food. So we have to come up with some more. So we also want to hear some of your recipes. If you have any NXT themed things maybe you came up with or something, we would love to hear it and try it out here in the BDE. But let's talk about some NXT tonight, because that's what we're here to do, and that's why you're here to listen to us talk about NXT. Survivor Series, we did the War Games, we did the Survivor Series stuff. This whole week has been NXT filled everywhere. Everything has been crazy NXT. We did the show with John Away. That was a lot of fun. That was one of my favorite shows as well. So again, go check out. But let's move. We're now moving forward. It's over, and Brand Supremacy is NXT is number one. So November 27th edition of NXT live on USA. It starts with Wrestle and Flow. Remember this guy?
Yeah.
He came out with Adam Cole for the entrance. Did the rap verse.
He may do a song on some other show.
He does.
For some guy who might have once been in this company, maybe.
Yeah, who is it? Perfection. Sorry, what's his name?
It's Ty Dillinger.
Ty Dillinger.
Sean Spears.
Yeah, Wrestle and Flow. Yeah, so he does a bunch. He's famous on Twitter for doing rap stuff. So here comes out this new themed rap, the song, and he's rapping, and it's all about like in the background, it's like NXT, we are NXT. And the whole NXT like locker room comes out like wilding out. They're like
in their championship t-shirts.
Yeah, it's like a championship celebration, like the Raptors we went to here in the 6. It's just it's crazy. And he's like rapping. Yo, kudos to this Wrestle and Flow guy. He's got a hot mic. He's got backing tracks, but he sounds great for like, where did they find this guy? Like, how did he not like have a record deal?
Well, Twitter, it's a good thing for Twitter.
Yeah,
like this really got this guy famous.
He's awesome.
We normally call the show after Takeover The Hangover.
Yes.
However, it's live now, so there is no Hangover show anymore, and these guys seem to know that because they were still partying right here.
Here they go.
The hangovers are tomorrow for these guys.
Yeah, I guess so. So they're celebrating. They're doing the rap song. They're all coming out. They're in the t-shirts. Everyone in Full Sail tonight got an NXT Championship t-shirt from Survivor Series. Looks awesome. Just a cool way. It's like a sports team. Like that's what.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's really cool.
And because Full Sail is small, it allows it. It really feels like this party atmosphere.
It was packed in Full Sail tonight.
It looked absolutely heaving.
I'm gonna say right now, and I'll drop it after this, but this is when I really missed Mauro.
Yeah,
because he would have said NXT is LIT or something like that. And it was just like, it's rap. The guy's rapping. It was just a party. I just missed him a little bit here. Love you, Mauro. So this was all cool. It's a party. Everyone's celebrating. You had everyone in their t-shirts, like literally everyone.
Drake Younger was going crazy.
Drake Younger was wilding out. You had Kona Reeves, NXT's finest, who you can hear me pick on my Survivor Series draft on our Patreon. Everyone's here in NXT, but then shock the system. And Adam Cole with the Undisputed Era come out and he says, for the love of God, what do you think you are doing? And instantly shutting down this party. He says, why are you celebrating? It's like you think you guys actually did something. Well, you didn't. He's like, you guys didn't do shit. He's like, I fought all fucking week. Every night I've been fighting. Why are you celebrating? He says, Undisputed Era, we are your champions. None of you are NXT. Undisputed Era is NXT. It was because of us. We are dominating. We are the Iron Men of this brand. You see, we defend titles all the time. And the prophecy will, and he is interrupted because Ciampa is now in the ring. He was in the celebration.
He was partying.
He had his bottle.
It didn't really feel like his character to be partying.
He probably wasn't jumping around. He probably was just there in his camo. He says, hey, wow. He says, boy, you had your asses whooped at War Games, but you sure seem confident. You see, you have all the gold, but your downfall will continue. And Goldie, Daddy, has gone to war, but the war is over. Christmas is here. Isn't that a song?
John Lennon.
The war is over. He says, Adam Cole, look me in the eye, boy. And the crowd here at Full Sail University is hot chanting Daddy's home. He says he's beaten you and he's going to come for the NXT title, but Finn Balor's music hits. He comes out. He says, Ciampa said right before Finn came out that Undisputed Era won't stand in his way anymore because he's beaten them. He's like, I know they're nothing. I can beat you. There's no one standing in my way. But Finn Balor comes out and says, hey, I'm standing in your way. He says, you want to go to Adam Cole? I'm the big deal here because, I mean, he beat Matt Riddle this past weekend at War Games. Ciampa cuts him off and says, look, you say you don't watch the business watches you. I want the entire business to watch. You see, Prince, you just met your king. So how about tonight, you and me? So tonight, main event, instantly, take my money. Finn Balor and Ciampa.
Absolutely. I mean, that's something we would expect at a takeover one day.
Yeah.
I do think NXT, now, a lot of these lines are scripted.
Sure.
Like I can't believe all of this is on the fly. I believe it's scripted, but whoever's writing it are just way cooler than whoever's writing on the main roster. And I think Ciampa's got a real talent of making this stuff sound cool.
Yeah, he's really good at that.
Like Goldie, Daddy's Home, like Daddy's Home could essentially be a suffering succotash said incorrectly. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
But he makes it sound cool. And Prince, Meet Your King.
Yeah.
I mean, we hear about queens and goddesses and all that on the main roster, and it often sounds kind of awful, but I just think his delivery, he owns it so well, and it just sounds awesome.
Yeah, definitely. It makes you go, ooh, like very clever as well. The Prince Devitt, he says, you and me, so that's going to happen. But Keith Lee is also standing tall in the ring, and he says, look, guys, cool, you figured that out, but let's not waste time. Undisputed Era, Bobby Fish, Kyle O'Reilly, it's basking season.
Not cuffing season, basking season.
Oh man, it's cuffing season too. Better watch out. I mean,
I'm cuffed.
Yeah, it's cuffing season. It's cuffing season. DMs are open. No. Keith Lee is challenging now with Dominik Dijakovic to face the Undisputed Era. And this match is going to happen now. It cuts to our announce team is Beth Phoenix, Nigel McGuinness, and Tom Phillips, who I love Tom.
I like Tom, and I felt really sorry for him with the whole switch up when Vic Joseph kind of took his spot and the spot he's sort of been primed for. And he was a long-term NXT announcer. He was on SmackDown for quite a while, and now he's not really doing anything as far as I'm aware. So it was nice to hear Tom. Miss Mauro, though.
Yeah, definitely. Beth says, hey, we hope to see you next week, Mauro.
Yeah. So
here is a NXT Tag Team Championship match. Keith Lee and Dominik Dijakovic versus Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish. The bell rings and Undisputed Era try to do the heel attack early on, try to attack both guys, take Dijak out and T-bump on Lee. But then Keith Lee is doing his classic drop down, hop up thing that we've seen basically all weekend. And I literally said out loud to you and the TV, I'm like, wouldn't you think they'd know by now? And then literally they held on to the ropes. I'm like,
It's like whenever I watch a Cena match and the shoulder block starts happening, I'm like, as soon as I'm down, I just roll out the ring.
Right. Like,
and do not go for a clothesline.
It's cool if like, hey, you haven't wrestled in a little while, even a week, you just forget. It's time.
You forget.
But literally, they fought so many times in the past like week.
Yeah.
That you'd figure that you'd know his moves by now, and they did. So Undisputed Era, the smartest guys in the biz. So there's a spot here before the commercial break where Keith Lee does like a military press or sort of on Bobby Fish and throws him to the outside onto Kyle O'Reilly. But it looks as if Bobby Fish has some sort of injury from this.
Yeah, well, as soon as Lee picked up Bobby Fish, his the hand that was under the leg just didn't seem to be as strongly gripped. And Keith Lee's a strong guy. We've seen him press people way. We've seen him press Dominik Dijakovic, for heaven's sake. And it just didn't look fully like in the right position.
Yeah, it didn't.
And therefore, when dumping, I don't think Bobby Fish had as much control as had he have been flat. So, and he seemed to just whack his leg on the way down.
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was that had happened, but they did the picture-in-picture for this. But then it comes back and like you didn't have audio, but apparently William Regal came out and said that Bobby Fish is injured, so the match is going to continue. But Roderick Strong is now going to take his place. So Bobby Fish has been taken to the back at this point, which we're like, whoa, what the hell just happened?
And as far as I'm aware, I don't think this is a work.
I don't know,
but
I really don't know.
To have, I guess they're live. You can't like edit it. They've got all this time booked. I don't know. But Roddy just slipped in. He wasn't in his gear, obviously.
Roderick Strong is in his black jeans and his red Calvins.
Mm-hmm.
His Calvin Kleins. You see, Back to the Future. Calvin Klein. He's wearing the red ones, just like that. But I always rock the black. I only specifically wear Calvin Klein black boxer brief. Just like Roddy.
No one needs to know this.
Roddy's wearing the red
No
ones,
one needs to know this.
Roddy's wearing like the more expensive ones. Roddy's wearing those bougie Calvins, even fancier. He's like one of the Jenners that wear Calvins all the time. He's like that. Okay. So Kyle O'Reilly is going to continue this match with Roderick Strong. We're not really sure if this is an angle, if this is like an actual shoot injury here or something. So if it is, Bobby Fish, hope you're well. The match continues though. Roddy in his place. Dijak lifts up Roddy and throws. Lifts up O'Reilly and throws him like nothing. They're throwing suplexing each other onto each other. It's Dijak suplexes Lee onto them. There's a boot by Dijak. Then they start working the knee of Dijak. Roddy is attacking that. There's like a freight train type Keith Lee running move to all of these guys. There's a flying knee from Kyle off the apron, sending Keith Lee into a bunch of chairs in the guardrails. There's a headbutt by Lee to Kyle. Dijak finally tags in. There's choke slams. Kyle counters a choke slam into a triangle. There's a power bomb and choke slam simultaneously to both members of Undisputed Era. There's super kicks by Dijak. There's brawls. Dijak, while everyone else is on the outside, hits a springboard tope to the outside. This guy is like 6'7". Huge dude. Springboard, like flipping senton to the outside onto all the guys. Just crazy. Back in the ring, hits a double choke slam on both guys. Cole runs out and somehow gets interfered. And there's like the distraction here, which allows Undisputed Era to hit the high-low on Dijak, and the Undisputed Era retain the NXT championships. But Adam Cole running in here was chaos.
This was nuts.
Yeah.
That's where you miss Mauro as well.
Yeah.
The seller, oh my God!
Yeah.
Like, Adam Cole went flying into the crowd.
So Adam Cole runs down the ramp, right? He's walking down, or not walking, he's running. And out of you've probably already seen this GIF, or you already know what we're talking about. But Adam Cole gets hit with the pounce from Keith Lee, and Adam Cole goes flying into the crowd. Now, obviously, hopefully plants, because that would fucking hurt. A guy literally flying out of frame into the crowd here. He goes flying. He is like Charlie Brown missing the football, just up in the air, flying. But he looks like someone hitting a football.
Yeah,
this is a football tackle.
And I've never seen anything like this.
This is crazy. This is crazy. Keith Lee hitting a football style tackle to Adam Cole, and he goes flying in the air. I can't wait for the edits and the GIFs of Adam Cole flying into the universe and into space and all this. Just insane. Adam Cole got high, if you ask me. Just crazy. This spot was nuts. But like I said, it didn't matter because the distraction cost them the match, and Undisputed Era actually retain the tag team championships.
Yeah, I was. This match like really picked up at the end.
Yeah, definitely.
For me, I hate just seeing there was a lot of Undisputed selling dead, waiting for something to happen.
Okay.
The spot where I think Dijak suplexed Lee onto the two of them, they were just down there lying for
so
long. And again, at this moment, as we're recording, I'm unsure whether that injury is legit or not.
Right.
I kind of think it is, because I think if you were going to do that as a spot in the match, you'd have Lee and Dijak win, because then that's the excuse.
Yeah,
like Roddy wasn't prepared.
He wasn't ready.
The fact that it all happened during the commercial with Regal coming out makes me think it was just he might not be seriously injured, but that looked bad. Let's take him out. Let's check on him. Roddy, you go in.
Yeah, so maybe sure if it's his leg or his head.
Yeah, maybe they thought it was his head, and that's why let's just check on that right away, which is good for good for them. That's what should happen. And luckily, you've got someone like Roddy there who can
Roderick Strong.
Just go in. Has worked with Dijak and Lee a lot recently.
Yeah.
But maybe this kind of long selling was a way, because they haven't got a match set out with the four of them. This might sound stupid in a day because we might realize it's a work or whatever. Right. I don't know. But the match really picked up towards the end. I think we could see Undisputed and these two again down the line, and I think they could kill it even more.
I think they could take the titles from them.
I think they should.
Yeah, there definitely needs to be a rematch of some sorts, and they want to face Fish and O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Again, but yeah, I like this. I like all four guys here. Roderick Strong, my favorite guy to watch. I mean, he won. He can say he beat Nakamura and AJ Styles at the very same night. In the same night at the same time. He did it. Roderick Strong. Love that guy. So we have a recap of War Games, and we see the recap of Dakota Kai. Why Dakota? Dakota, why? And Candice LeRae is being interviewed. She says, Dakota Kai was supposed to be our friend. You know, me and Tegan Knox, we go way back. We've traveled together. We've wrestled a long time together, but we didn't expect this. I didn't expect this. And you see, I know down the line that Tegan Knox will get her revenge, but you see, I'm not going to let Dakota get off that easy. So tonight, I'm gonna get my revenge on Dakota Kai. So tonight, Candice LeRae going one-on-one with Dakota. You'll see that. We see a recap of, well, what did you have to say about Candice here before we?
It was okay. I think we've heard better delivery from Candice. I also feel that we haven't really seen much of a relationship between her and Kai, apart from them being teammates. No, exactly. So it just felt a little forced and convenient. But the match later on, I enjoyed a lot.
Yeah,
as we'll get to.
There's a recap of Angel Garza and Lio Rush, and then Lio Rush from Survivor Series with his is it a triple threat match he had? That was crazy. So there was Garza and Lio Rush like arguing and fighting backstage, and Steve Corino yelling, "Don't do that!" Steve Corino citing. So we have a matchup now. So that'll come into play because later tonight Lio Rush is defending the Cruiserweight title. Our next match, Shane Thorne, the Aussie, going up against Mansoor.
Your boy v my boy.
Yeah, that's right. I love Shane Thorne. You love Mansoor. Now, Mansoor, they show here recaps of the Saudi Rumble, where he won in Saudi Mania. And then at the next pay-per-view, Blood Money in the Bank, he beat Cesaro in a singles wrestling match.
And he obviously wasn't in the top 100 because I think he's been in Saudi since then.
He's been stuck.
We haven't seen him at all.
Oh, no, he's been stuck. Oh, he was stuck there.
He didn't get the memo in the hotel. Right, our flight's finally here. So, hi guys.
That's
poor Mansoor.
So Mansoor, Shane Thorne. Here we go. There's a standing moonsault early on by Mansoor. He's pretty good, and actually, he's really funny on Twitter. By the way, I know you love Mansoor, but like he has he's quite a character.
Yeah.
There's a suicide dive counter where Shane Thorne catches him and hits like his jump up, catching like back suplex, high angle back suplex. It's very similar to the move Jordan Devlin does, which is like one of his signature moves. One of my favorite moves. Looks deadly. I don't know how you fake this move. You're literally dropping a guy on the back of his neck, his head, his shoulders. Looks crazy. So he picks up Mansoor, throws him in, but only a 2 count. He then goes for like a double chicken wing and then lifts again into another one of those high angle back suplexes, this time in the ring. Looked even more awesome. So a double chicken wing wheelbarrow, lifting up, catches him, and then hits him with the high angle back drop suplex. Only a 2 count because Mansoor won't be your boy won't go out like that. So there's a kick or something that sends Shane Thorne back to the outside, and Mansoor goes for a suicide dive yet again, but this time with a forearm on the end of it. Just nailing him.
And like watch this in slow motion. Shane Thorne's head goes right back. Now, and I know you've got a lot of gripes with the suicide dive because so many times it's you kind of just push them in the chest and land on your feet. This was a really nice looking suicide dive.
Definitely.
And looked like it should hurt, which was good.
Yeah, no, this one made sense. I hate the ones where you just push the guy. Like, oh, I got pushed. Cool. Like, what? If you're getting hit, it makes more sense. So he rolls Shane Thorne in the ring. He's near the ropes. He jumps up on the apron, does a slingshot into the ring, and like while he jumps, landing, spike neck breaker, kind of like an RKO, but it's a neck breaker.
Like reverse,
But he slingshotted into the ring, and Mansoor pins Shane Thorne here. This was like a quick little match. I'm kind of sad that Shane Thorne lost, but this was a lot of fun.
This was, and I'm hoping this is the beginning to like start really introducing Mansoor into the company.
Right.
Because until now, we've pretty much only seen him in those Saudi shows. And honestly, like, if you've got a 10-year deal with Saudi Arabia, you saw what they did with Jinder a couple of years ago when they were going to India.
Mm-hmm.
This guy down the line, I reckon, will be a world champion.
Whoa.
Because
Mansoor,
why would you not capitalize on that? And he's got the ability. He's good-looking guy. As you said, his like Twitter game's pretty funny.
Yeah.
Like he seems to have personality. And this is what he's doing now. I think in a few years' time, he could definitely be in the mix. Okay. I'm not saying for a long-term thing, but you've got a Saudi show coming up, win the title for like a huge moment over there. I can see it.
Yeah. Okay. That's your prediction for Mansoor. I know you love him. I know you love Mansoor. Well, you know what?
Mansoor to beat Brock Lesnar at Saudi Mania.
Shane Thorne to join AEW and become world champion one day, maybe.
Shane Thorne's good as well. Yeah. It's a shame he started to, because he had a bit of a rise when happened? He was taking out all the breakout tournament people.
Yeah. That's too bad. He's good.
So yeah, I don't know whether another team down the line might be better for him. I don't know.
I like his music. It's like some guitar rock. He's got a cool entrance. Like, it's just like, yo, he should have it. He has it. He has a look too. Let's go to our next match. Candice LeRae versus Dakota Kai. Now, call me politically incorrect or correct. I don't know the right term. That just got your ears perked up.
I'm worried with all the shit going on the last couple of weeks with everyone putting their foot in it. Don't get us this podcast cancelled, Braden.
Okay. How come whenever anyone in wrestling turns heel, they automatically got a new digs, new look. They look more attractive. They look more badass, and everyone instantly likes them more than they did when they were supposed to be the good guy. Why does that always happen?
Because we're fickle.
Because, like, think about it, anything in wrestling. And I'm not talking, of course, all the guys right now are like, oh, I'm like, no, think about it. Like, when a dude wrestler turns heel, all of a sudden he's got a fucking leather jacket again. He's badass. He's cool.
Well, it's an edge, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's a lot of the time with baby faces, the problem is it's bland. And it's I feel it's probably a lot harder to be a baby face than it is a heel.
Sure.
Because a heel you've got so much more you can do with it. Whereas a baby face, you might be hot for a bit and then people get bored of you and you're just so
it's
good.
Like when you read comic books, everyone likes the new villains and like the villains.
But how many times do you hear, like, girls especially, oh no, I'm not feeling it with this guy. Why? Oh, he's so nice. He's too nice. And that's kind of it with wrestling fans and your baby faces, I think.
Wow. Well, I mean, okay, so Io Shirai is a wrestler in NXT. She had a bit of a run, nothing too insane, nothing crazy, nothing like to write home about in NXT mind. I mean, she had a career before. Turns heel instantly, everyone loves her, and she's my favorite. Dakota Kai kind of was like on the back burner, came back from injury, but still kind of being cast aside. Storyline wise too, and then all of a sudden turns heel. Now everyone tonight on Twitter and everyone watching and this match make me go, oh wow, she definitely has something.
I feel also in wrestling, it's we've talked about it before on upNXT, how when your character changes, it's a new character and you start the book again, and kind of anything you've done up to then is sort of forgotten about. So it is exciting because it's essentially a fresh new character has just turned up on your TV show.
Yeah.
Even though they've been around for a while, it's a new version. It does just inject something, a bit more life, and just changes things up.
Because so like Tomasso Ciampa turned heel on Johnny Gargano and attacked him, and there's the whole crutch thing. Dakota Kai comes out with the crutch of Tegan Nox here, so it's very Ciampa-esque.
It's the knee brace, yeah.
The knee brace. Sorry, what did I say? The crutch. Sorry, the knee brace is what I mean. The knee brace of Tegan Nox here. So it's very similar to Ciampa and Gargano. Gargano using the knee brace of Ciampa.
And why not a symbol, like a trophy of your victim?
Right.
Maybe we'll see her start collecting stuff. I don't know. Maybe it will just be this Tegan Nox.
Right. Well, she's also got new heel music, so that makes her even more cooler. Right. So she comes out. We're still wearing her leather. Not her leather jacket. Her jean jacket.
I like a jean jacket.
But it's like a dark gray black jean jacket.
Right.
Because she's heel now.
Yeah.
So you gotta have the black. See, I would be heel because all I wear is black. I would totally be a heel, right? But I'm such a nice guy. I would be a face. But that would be my gimmick. I'm a heel. That's all right.
I don't know.
So Dakota Kai is definitely a heel now. Candice LeRae is still upset. And Dakota Kai tries to like slap her early in the match, right in the bell rings, but Candice blocks it, and Candice just unleashes her rage. She is pissed off that Dakota Kai did all this to her last week. So they're going back and forth here with a really fast pace. Both these women are awesome. There's a dive by Candice LeRae to the outside, suicide dive again, done right, where she just literally flies onto you, just crazy. Dakota Kai used to do this kick when she was a babyface, where she like would run at you and kick you essentially. In
the face wash?
Yeah, but kind of like on the apron. So she keeps trying to do that. Finally does connect with the pump kick and then ties up Candice like her arms in the ropes and then hits it again when she can't like block it or anything. They go to commercial. They come back and Candice is fighting back, gets hit, though, countered by Kai with a power bomb. And then this is where the spot made me, I screamed at my TV a few times tonight. I will be honest. And this is definitely one of them. Both women are on the apron and Candice LeRae hits a German suplex on the apron or off the apron on Dakota Kai. Dakota Kai like kind of barely, but still bouncing off the apron. Just a nasty.
Took it on her shoulder, like high shoulder.
They, you know what they were doing before their match tonight? They were watching Naito Kota Ibushi.
That's what I was.
And they were like, "Yo, you know, it'd be fun. Let's do this."
I feel everyone was tonight because people just loved that apron. People like the hard floor on the outside.
Hardest part of the ring, baby. Hardest part of the ring, baby. Did you know that?
You'd think after War Games, these guys might be like, let's have a little break this week.
Go watching back to Kyle O'Reilly in the match earlier tonight. His back was still fucked up from like getting hurt
3 days ago or whatever.
Crazy. Shout out all these wrestlers who put their
completely.
Like, holy, right? Just crazy. So I write here that Dakota Kai dies. Dakota dies. Dakota die because she literally died from this. But the match continues. Candice throws her in the ring, explodes with a furious of strikes, and then like a top rope kind of jumping tornado DDT. But then she like tries to go for like a moonsault or something, but she's selling that she's like hurt and tired because again she had a fucking War Games and then Survivor. So like she's had a long week too. But then because of that, she gets caught with the pump kick in the corner. There's a sunset powerbomb attempt by Kai, but then Candice powerbombs her for a 2 count. LeRae goes for the moonsault, and Dakota hits what they call now the chiropractor.
I like that. Which
is her old move where she jumps over you like a sunset flip or a Canadian Destroyer, but with the knees and then like hit you with a backstabber.
Yeah.
It's a really cool.
It looks really cool.
Yeah, the chiropractor. But Candice LeRae kicks out at 2. LeRae then hits a running satellite head scissors into her hubby's move, the Gargano escape. But Kai like gets out of it and grabs the knee brace, and the ref's like, "Hey, get that shit out of here." But as they scuffle some more, Candice LeRae gets the knee brace to the face, and the referee calls for the disqualification. And then after the match, Dakota Kai is like beating up Candice even more. She grabs a steel chair, but Rhea Ripley comes down for the save, and she's like, "What? You want to fight, mate? Come on." And then basically saves Candice from even more, which made sense because I was thinking, I'm like, hey, wouldn't Rhea be kind of cheesed too?
Yeah, for
She'd
sure.
be pretty mad at Dakota for this whole ordeal, even though they won the match. But this match was awesome. Women's wrestling continues to just blow people's minds away from NXT. Like NXT just kills it. Women's wrestling's nuts in NXT. It's just fantastic. This is my match of the night, I will say.
Yeah, I thought this match was fantastic. To be honest, I'm not about DQ finishes and non-finishes, but sense. I liked it here because it made sense, and it means we'll probably see a rematch down the line. Candice needs to get rid of the lion salt. I think I've seen her hit it once in her whole time in NXT.
Yeah, talking about people knowing people's moves.
Yeah.
Everyone knows your move, girl.
Everyone knows that. Like, come up with something else. But no, in all seriousness, this match was brilliant. They worked so hard. Dakota Kai she's fully committed to this role. And being a striker, being team kick.
No mention of team kick.
No mention, but the actual kick thing just adds to the aggression. Like now she's doing it. Yeah, this woman can just kick your head off. It makes her like really kind of scary as a competitor.
She's got like even her hair is longer and flowy, different, braided in some parts, like darker makeup. She just looks completely different. And it's not the same rip-off style of like how Io Shirai just all of a sudden wears black everything. It does have like more character. It is her character changed into this. And she's just like, yo, I'm tired of being like everyone's little bitch. I'm gonna fucking do whatever I want and fuck up everything.
I do feel a bit sorry for Candice because I feel she's been in the company a while now, and she had the whole story with Johnny Gargano and Tomasso Ciampa, and I was kind of about that. Although she wasn't wrestling, she was featured prominently whilst other stuff was going on in the women's division. Then she broke out on her own, became her own thing, had that fantastic match against Io Shirai at TakeOver New York, or Toronto?
Toronto.
And I think everyone was feeling, okay, the title's now going to switch to
two.
One of these two, and this is going to be the main title picture.
Which I thought it would be.
Since then, you've had Rhea Ripley just come out of nowhere and is really the face of that division now. You've got Dakota Kai with a new coat of paint, which makes her completely fresh, and people are into her. Io Shirai, everyone's about her, and I feel Candice again is kind of maybe going to be pushed to the side a bit, which is a shame because she's such a talent.
Right. I think it can work. I think we will be seeing the exit of Shayna Baszler maybe sometime soon, which leads to, you do need more heels like your Dakota and your Ios can be there. And then Candice will have her role. I will say I eventually want my NXT Championship women's match, Io, Candice, the rematch. I need to see it one more time, like a takeover.
Well, are they friends now? They seem pretty close at Survivor Series.
Yeah, I know. I hate that. So I love this match. Women's wrestling is number one in NXT, honestly. It's just crazy. We have a vignette here for someone we haven't seen, the Babadook.
The Babadook.
Cameron Grimes. It's him in looks like his house or his lawn or like his farm or something, a lake in North Carolina. He says that wrestling is his life. He says, after high school, I left home to be a superstar. I did everything I could so I could come here. He says, I've been doing this my entire life, man. I was raised to cave in the competition. So we're going to see some more of Cameron Grimes. I like this. I love this guy. He's going to be a big deal in wrestling.
Yeah, this kind of, because he was on every week for the first month or so of USA and hasn't been featured as much the last couple of weeks. And I feel this is just to hype him up again, reintroduce him, and I assume reintroduce him into an actual program now, which is cool. He had a little thing against Tyler Bate. That was like his only real proper story. I see him properly in the mix now.
Yeah, he should have a program or something like that. He's fantastic. Cameron Grimes. Maybe he's on the Hardy compound. That's where he was.
It seemed like he was, yeah.
I think they're neighbors. Or maybe he just lives with them. Who knows? Or I don't know if you want that house. Up next is our NXT Cruiserweight Championship match. They don't call it the WWE Cruiserweight, right? It's the NXT?
It's the NXT Cruiserweight Championship.
The NXT Cruiserweight title on the line. Lio Rush defending against the challenger Akira Tozawa.
From Raw.
So
he came out with his Raw t-shirt. Boo, we hate stooge. Raw. Which is funny because Tozawa was essentially playing the heel in this match, and he's always a babyface in WWE.
He was over here.
And he got over, but there were definitely boos for him at the beginning, and I think that's what they were trying for, because I think they want Rush to be like a real big over babyface champion.
I think it's working.
Yeah, absolutely.
This was a lot of fun. This starts off with both guys. It's the Cruiserweight division. They are super fast, lightning fast. They're going counter for counter, head scissors, splashes, fake outs, everything. There's the fake out punch up top, and Akira Tozawa pops him, and his gum goes flying out of his mouth.
Yeah, a lot of stuff flying into the crowd tonight.
Yeah, Adam Cole being one of them. They're on the apron, and just like earlier, Rush goes to German suplex Tozawa, but he blocks it. They go for a sunset, but that's blocked too. There's a senton to a standing Lio Rush on the apron. So he's kind of standing on the outside, but his body's on the apron, and he gets the splash to the apron.
This looked really dangerous.
Apron spots.
Normally when you're seeing these senton, you're completely sort of supine. You're completely horizontal.
This hurts your back.
This, you're curving your back already to lean it against the apron. So that's a lot of pressure on a bent spine right here. It looked very painful.
This looks like it hurts, yeah. We come back from break. Tozawa is fireman squatting Lio Rush here. Sends him to the outside and then hits a senton off the apron again to the outside onto Rush. They go back in the ring. They're going counter for counter and kick for kick, tick for tat. And they both kick each other. Then they fight back on the apron again, and get this, another German suplex off the apron. This time, Lio Rush. So Akira Tozawa Germans, Lio Rush off the apron, but clean straight, towards the ramp, not on the apron, but off the apron. Lio Rush does a whole flip, backwards, landing on his front side of his body. This made me scream, holy shit.
So I was listening to John and Way's Ask Away show
Yeah.
earlier today, and one of the questions was about the sort of tease. So I believe was it Survivor Series or War Games? Someone's teased like essentially a tombstone off the top rope.
Right.
Didn't do it.
Of course.
We see this tease of a German suplex off the apron. We saw it in the women's match earlier.
Yeah.
We see this tease a lot, and only I think Angle did it once in Impact, but you never see it. But for me, the tease is enough because you're like, holy shit, what are you going to do here? Rush is probably one of the only people that could take it because he landed on his front. Yeah. So it wasn't as bad as landing on the back. But Christ, I didn't expect them to do this at all. And this got the crowd. If they weren't into it before, they were totally into it now.
Yeah, this was crazy. These guys are super fast. The match continues. They get back in the ring somehow, beating a count out. They're going back and forth. And like Akira Tozawa loses his mouth guard. I'm not sure if this was intentional. Lio Rush goes for the come up, but it's like Akira Tozawa was down, so he wasn't there. It was kind of like a slip up. I'm not sure if it was intentional or not, but then he goes for the come up again, which is like the middle rope backwards springboard. Gets caught with a snap German again by Akira Tozawa. Then a dead lift German from Tozawa, but only a 2 count. He goes up top for his patented senton, but the knees up by Rush. He goes up, hits the splash to the back of Tozawa, climbs up the opposite side in the ring, goes up and hits the splash, what he calls the final hour, or what I call hitting the high fly flow, once to the back.
The lowdown.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. It's so Tanahashi because he likes to hit the guy on the back first and then does it again, or sometimes standing or whatever. Yeah. That's what Tanahashi does. So the final hour, the splash, whatever you call it, Lio Rush retains the Cruiserweight title. This was a lot of fun.
Another really good match. I think this whole Cruiserweight division has been completely reinvigorated since going to NXT.
Yes.
These are the crowds you want it in front of. Now, we've just been watching the Cruiserweight Classic for our next Patreon show, Up Yours.
Yeah.
Coming out this Sunday.
Yes.
Shameless plug. And yeah, seeing all those Cruiserweights in front of a Full Sail crowd, they appreciate it. They're loud for it. It makes it so much more. And I'm sure these guys have been doing similar kind of stuff after SmackDown tapings.
Yeah, no one watches it.
It's
like if a tree falls down in the forest, but no one.
Exactly, and it's such a shame. This match was great. Now I'm not sure if the whole mouthguard thing was meant to come out because on the replay it seemed like he spat it out.
Yeah.
But then, so I don't know if Rush got confused and hit his spot a bit early, or whether Tozawa was meant to be there then and get caught. Apart from that little moment, but also in a real fight, you're not going to hit everything perfectly. So I'm kind of okay with botches. It's how you deal with it after rather than the botch itself.
Sure.
Does that make sense?
They went right back to the match. It was completely seamlessly. So yeah. Great match.
I saw this fantastic.
Lio Rush keeps getting better and better for me every time I watch him.
Yeah.
He's got even like a new jacket here. He's looking fresh.
He's in the right position now, I think.
Keep pushing him.
It wasn't working, the whole Lashley thing.
No.
This guy's so good in the ring.
Yeah. He's better than Lashley.
Yeah.
Fuck.
It's like, why are you a mouthpiece?
Yeah.
It's same with.
No, I don't care about this meathead.
Sami Zayn. Yeah, I know.
I definitely think he'll be a name here in wrestling. He's fantastic. He's really fun to watch, and he keeps getting better. And he's young too, so holy shit.
Yeah.
So he will have a great run with his Cruiserweight, and he's defending it like all the time.
This is like he's like Adam Cole. He defended it last Wednesday. He defended it on Sunday. He's defending it today.
The man of the
hour.
Come
on, slow down, dude.
He can't. He's in a rush. Finn Balor is backstage with Kathy Kelly. He says, NXT is my world now, and this world is a dark place. He says, look, Ciampa, I put Johnny in the hospital, and I will put you in the hospital too. So, Ciampa, it's time to meet the prince.
So I feel tonight was the first time they've really been pushing this Prince moniker.
Let's get crazy.
On his debut, he came out and he was Prince Devitt, and then it changed and he became Finn Balor. Since then, I don't think they've ever called him the Prince. They've called him the Demon. They've called him the Extraordinary Man that does extraordinary things, or whatever the fuck that was. Prince, it's great. I love it.
The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen and Demons and
Princes. Yeah.
I like Prince.
Prince is good. Oh, yeah. Well, of course.
Our next match, Xia Li.
Mm.
She's going one-on-one with Vanessa Bourne. Remember her? She's not here with Aaliyah because Aaliyah is or is
ketchup
not,
all over her face, isn't
is
she?
Injured or something. I don't know. I'm okay with it. You can not come out. But Vanessa Bourne coming out with she's definitely a heel. She's in all black.
Mm-hmm.
W.H. Park's favorite women's wrestler of all time.
Yeah,
Vanessa
that's right.
Bourne.
In our awards last year.
Yeah, he loves
Vanessa most potential, I think, was it?
Yeah, that's what he likes to say. Potential. She has potential, is what WH would say about Vanessa Bourne here tonight. Xia Li definitely has potential, but you know what Jim Ross always says?
Oh, no, don't even.
Potential?
Okay.
Doesn't buy groceries.
Right. Okay. I thought you were going to say something else there, but we'll save that for the AEW chat tomorrow.
Jesus. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah. He might not have a job by the time we do that review. We'll go into that on our Patreon as well. Xia Li, Vanessa Bourne. Xia Li is awesome as well. I'm happy to see her on TV. She gets better each time, and she power bombs Vanessa Bourne here. She's a beast, and sure shows it here. But as this match is basically ending here, Shayna Baszler and the Horsewomen come out, and she hits the Robinson special. Xia Li hits the Robinson
yeah, the camera
special.
didn't quite catch it, so you just saw her landing with the kick, but it's essentially a Robinson special. Maybe not quite as many rotations as Paul Robinson or Will Ospreay, but essentially the same move.
The Xia Li special. And pins Vanessa Bourne, but then Shayna Baszler and the Horsewomen attack Xia Li. Xia Li does a good job of fighting them off, but like there's three of them, so finally it adds up. They hit a running knee and then dump her out of the ring. Shayna Baszler grabs a microphone. She says, "I've had a hell of a week. I beat Bayley and Becky in the same night." And we have very loud Rhea Ripley chants. And she's like, "Look, I am the best. I've done everything." And here comes Shayna Baszler. She comes down to the ring.
Sorry, Rhea Ripley.
Sorry. Oh, my God. Rhea Ripley comes down to interrupt Shayna Baszler. Shayna and the Horsewomen get out of the ring. They gallop out of the ring. They walk up the ramp. Rhea Ripley grabs a mic and says, "Hey, where you think you're going? I have something to tell you face to face. Come back here." So Shayna comes up on the apron and says, what do you got to say? She says, "Shayna, I want to say congrats. You beat Bayley. You beat Becky, but I beat you, and I'll do it again. Next time it'll be for the women's championship." Shayna laughs and says, "Look, I've heard this story a million times. You say you're the nightmare? Well, I'm the reality. You'll be tapping or napping." And Mike drops and then walks off. And Rhea Ripley says, "Yeah, well, why don't you do it now?" And Shayna's like, "I don't want none of that
Now
shit.
we got a main event scheduled. There's about 10 minutes left in
Yeah,
the show.
like, well, we
can't be doing it now.
Do this right now. What are you talking about?" So she backs out, and Rhea Ripley says, "Yeah, that's what I thought. Because then you know that when you get in the ring with me, I'll drop ya. I'll drop ya, mate." This sets up this program. Obviously, we will see this title match down the line. Rhea Ripley has pinned Shayna Baszler at War Games. She gets the match.
Yeah, so we've seen this has been the clear direction for quite a while now.
Yeah.
I quite enjoyed the setup because I was a bit confused to start with
why is she attacking Xia?
When Shayna and the Horsewomen came out to attack Xia Li. But I like that. We've got a little bit of time before the next big event. And I'm a big fan of mini feuds within a big feud. Mm-hmm. So Shayna to have a TV match with Xia Li in the next couple of weeks, I imagine, building up further the Rhea Ripley story. No.
Rhea Ripley, I think, will become champion.
I think Rhea Ripley's going to take the championship. Shayna's going to go to the main roster to build a feud with Becky for WrestleMania. And then I guess, I don't know, if we're fine with long term,
we're fine without Shayna. I think Shayna's been kind of been here too long.
I think we've been looking for the right person to beat her though, and I think Rhea Ripley is that.
Yeah,
and
she's over.
I love just seeing the kind of stare down between Rhea Ripley and Shayna. They're so different from any other women we've had in WWE.
All the NXT women are though.
They are, but these two, like, they're bigger, they're powerful. It's we don't. It's so different from previous years, and I like that. As you said, everyone has their own character.
Yeah.
But I feel this is just going to be a real slugfest.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
Ripley's almost like the babyface version of Shayna.
It's interesting because like I've watched Rhea Ripley, a lot of Rhea Ripley. She was in the Mae Young Classic. She was in NXT UK. She was a heel.
Yeah,
she plays a really good heel.
She does.
But right now, she's playing a really good babyface, so she can win the title and then always still turn. And then you have. I think I think Shayna leaving is the best thing that can happen.
I think so. I think it just freshens up the whole division.
And that's not necessarily knocking Shayna because, like, you know, she's done a fantastic job.
No, because I think she's ready for that feud with Becky, and I think Becky needs a Shayna to feud with as well. It suddenly hit me today though, and we've been watching Shayna Baszler for a while, and I've always been wondering, who does she remind me of? She sounds like Nelson from The Simpsons.
Shayna Baszler.
Yeah.
Like, what else does Nelson say? That's it. Yeah.
But yeah.
Bully part.
So Nelson Baszler.
All that Simpsons you've been watching on Disney Plus.
Yeah.
The Treehouse of Horrors. That's what
it's
we
mainly
watched.
just Treehouse of Horrors at 4 a.m.
Yeah. They're fantastic.
They're great.
So let's go. Oh, we have a recap. Sorry, before we go to our main event. It's a recap of Damian Priest and Killian Dane. Apparently, Damian Priest has some injuries from his match with Killian Dane. Apparently, some cracked ribs is what they're saying here. But next week, he's got a match with Killian Dane. So Damian Priest versus Killian Dane next week on NXT. Let's go to our main event. The Prince versus the King. Where's the Joker in this is what I want to know. Let's go.
The Joker was on Ripley's shirt in the previous
segment.
It
was, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. Are we going to do a Joker review sometime down the line?
Down the line, sure.
Yeah, good movie. Ciampa versus Finn. Prince versus King. First time ever. The Blackheart versus the Demon. I'm super stoked for anytime I can see a fresh matchup. I didn't think they'd go to this so soon, especially on a TV, but here we are. Look at us. Who would have thought, huh? Not me. Ciampa, Finn Balor. This starts off. Finn Balor hits his classic early on, the sit-out drop kick to the face. Ciampa scouts a PK and goes for an air raid, but it's blocked. There's Finn Balor is like getting the attack during the first commercial break. There's a slingshot from Ciampa that sends Finn into the turn post, but again, Finn is working back on Ciampa. Ciampa gets hit by a sling blade, which we've been watching a lot of old NXT for our show What's Next. And the first ever NXT tournament for the champion is being crowned. And we just did one this week that's coming out tomorrow with Richie Steamboat. And that's his finisher. And JR can't even call it.
JR has no idea what it is.
The sling blade.
What an innovative maneuver.
What a move. What a maneuver. The Finn Balor hits the sling blade on Ciampa. Only a 2 count. Ciampa is fighting back, hitting knee lifts, hitting all sorts. There's a drop kick to the outside, sending Ciampa into the barricade. And then Finn, it's very similar to what he did to Gargano. And Finn glances ever so slightly at the ramp and thinks what we're all thinking, grabs Ciampa and now goes for the 1916. Ciampa counters it and hits the air raid crash on the ramp here, rolls Finn Balor in, hits the Project Ciampa, which is the power bomb into like the lung blower, one of my favorite moves in wrestling, his old finisher on the indies. Only a 2 count. There's standing double stomp by Finn Balor, shotgun drop kick, goes for the drop zone, the coup de grace, but Ciampa runs up top, hits the air raid siren, the air raid crash, the moonlight special, whatever you call it, off the turnbuckle to the ground, just like he did on Cole.
This guy just came back from potential career-ending neck injury.
Yeah.
And he keeps jumping off things backwards with a dude on his neck. It's scary.
I didn't expect to see this again.
Just after he hit this, he goes, "This is for Johnny Boy.
This is for Johnny Boy."
What I love about this is obviously we know the feud those guys have been having. But it's, you know, when you're frustrated, say with one of your parents, but you have the right to kind of say stuff about your parent. But then if someone else is like, "Hey, your mum sucks," you'd be like, "What the fuck? That's my mom." I feel that's with Johnny and Ciampa.
Sure.
It's no, we've got this long history. We can fight. We can be best buds.
Sure.
But don't you fucking dare do anything to my brother here.
Yeah. the Black Heart defending the Rebel Heart. So Ciampa does this for Johnny, but Finn kicks out at 2 off this crazy move off the top here. This is for Johnny Boy. He goes for the fairy tale ending, but Adam Cole comes down. This time doesn't get thrown into the ring into the crowd by anyone. There's a counter from Finn for a roll up for 2. Adam Cole brings the title, gets involved somehow. And I call it the final cut that Big Show used to do, that the Hurricane used to do, where you have the guy in a reverse ET and then you spin and you drop him down with like your other side. Finn does that onto the NXT title. Ciampa's head bounces off it, but he kicks out at 2. Cole then hits when the ref isn't looking and enziguri off the apron to Ciampa's head. He turns around and Finn lifts him up with the 1916, drops him on his head like the brain buster.
So much height with this. It looks crazy.
Happy he brought this move back the way he did. It looks so deadly. And Finn Balor pins Tomasso Ciampa. Oh my goodness.
Do you think because he didn't do this on the main roster at all, this move? Oh, sure, it feels better as a heel on main roster.
He did like maybe once or twice, especially the reversed one.
No, he did the reverse one a bunch, but that's, I feel, is kind of safer than this one.
Yeah.
I wonder how much it's just because of the audience. Like, I find you have more kids watching Raw and SmackDown than you do NXT.
Right.
So maybe they're a bit more lenient with these kind of moves on NXT TV because it's, I mean, this is the Boomer Show.
The Boomer Show.
Yeah.
They're winning in the ratings. We're not sure this week, but
I always find it weird as well. So when Balor tried to use the title, like to smack Ciampa with it, the ref's grabbing it off him, that will be a DQ. But you're allowed to slam the head on it as long as the title's on the mat. I hate that.
Yeah, weird. And you didn't see the distraction from Cole. So it was like, ref, do your job, man.
Yeah.
Or girl.
But this was a good match. And again, similar to the Candice Dakota one, there's room for a rematch here.
I would like to see this down the line.
I think they'll have a proper match, give him more time, cleaner ending.
If Finn is staying in NXT and he is, then we'll definitely. This is a program. This is a program, definitely.
For sure.
But it kind of confuses, where does this leave the NXT title picture? And we'll see, because after this, Adam Cole gets in the ring. Finn Balor's posing above the carcass of Ciampa laying there. And Finn does the finger guns pointing at Ciampa. Adam Cole holds up the title, and wouldn't you know, Finn Balor does the Pele, the drop down back overhead kick to Adam Cole, knocking him out. Finn Balor in control here, clearly has his eyes on Goldie as well. So now I'm thinking triple threat.
I think a triple threat as well.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't discount putting it on Balor again.
Whoa, from Cole to Balor? No way, man.
I could see Undisputed having a babyface run before moving away from NXT.
Sure.
I think you saw that with the Shield. Once you've done enough with them as a heel, I think you can get a load more months out of them
as a
baby face, and maybe it sets up for the Gargano story down the line as well. You've got Adam Cole being kind of the greatest champion with his defenses at the moment, and Balor with the longest reigning. I don't know. I think there's maybe more stories to tell with Balor
that could be
as
interesting.
Champion.
I would like it. I like this new Prince Devitt rock and roll thing being brought back into this new character. It brings him, like you said, you just got to turn heel and you're cool again.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
And that overhead kick is such a cool move to use as just turning on someone.
Yeah.
It's way better than just turning around and socking them.
Because better than turning around, hitting someone in the gut. You're literally back dropping down and kicking. Like, it's sick. It's a good counter move.
Down the line, can you see he tries to do it to someone and they're just like step aside?
Samoa Joe's got to do that to him. Samoa Joe's classic for doing that to people where they just duck. So that was NXT. Finn Balor beating Ciampa. This was an awesome episode. The wrestling was here. The storytelling was here.
This was certainly not a hangover episode of NXT.
Definitely
this
not.
Was fantastic.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this episode. NXT is my favorite wrestling show to watch weekly. Not just because I do this show, but it's just like so different. It's so fresh. And the fresh faces and fresh things. And watching Survivor Series and TakeOver War Games this past weekend, it shows like how different the wrestling. You can pick and choose what you want in any form of entertainment these day and age. But this is definitely the kind of stuff I think they're gearing towards people like me and you. I'm in my late 20s. You're 30. I love to point that out. And I just like, it's like definitely aimed more to people that kind of like this kind of stuff more than like the stupid like cuckolding shit on Monday Night Raw and stuff. It's just this show is fantastic. It's good to see them follow up from such a good weekend. And Triple H said, I think in an interview after TakeOver, saying like, we're going just forward with regular programming. Like NXT is NXT. Don't think we're going to continue this brand thing because it's over. Like Survivor Series is done. We're our own show, and we're going to continue with our own show. And this was an excellent episode. The wrestling was here. Everything clicked for me. I'm a big fan of NXT for life.
NXT for life,
baby.
Yeah, I'm glad Triple H said that because I can see them wanting to do kind of stunts and gimmicks with main roster guys to boost ratings and things. But as they've said, it's a marathon, not a sprint. And I think as long as they're not in jeopardy of losing a TV deal, I think do what they do. Because I think I see people, if you were flicking through and you saw this, I think it would win viewers.
Sure, yeah, definitely.
Because it's so cool. It's so different. I mean, I'm saying that as a long-term wrestling fan, but I think it's offering something different to other programming out there.
Yeah, definitely. It's so different from watching the WWE stuff. Like watching Survivor Series, I was being caught up on so many main roster things I don't watch.
And watching AEW. Like, I'm a fan of AEW, but they're kind of relying on that. Not relying on, but it's got that sort of nostalgic Nitro vibe to it. They're doing it very well. Mm-hmm. NXT feels fresher for me.
It's a whole new thing. It's a whole new product. It's a whole new genre.
Yeah.
Essentially. It's PWG with really good production.
Yeah.
Essentially. Hey, so that's what we thought of the November 27th edition of NXT. But let's go to our feedback. Forum.postwrestling.com. Every Wednesday when NXT is on, we post up and you can write in. It's free to join and all that for the Post Wrestling Forum. Write your comments or questions in and we'll read them here on the show. Again, you can also follow the UpNext Twitter at UpNext Podcast and see what we think of the stuff and reply to us and give us your feedback of all the stuff there. But do you want to start here, sir?
Sure. Let's go to Paul from New Jersey. My dearest brand supremacy champions.
That's right.
Oh, don't you feel smug?
Huh.
On Raw, we saw a dejected locker room after their crushing defeat at Survivor Series, while tonight's NXT kicked off with a celebration, wrestle and flow style. I love this. Both shows are pretending like this weekend. Both shows aren't pretending like the weekend never happened and are selling the after effects. Mansoor and Shane Thorne are close friends in real life, so it's cool seeing them get to share the ring together.
Wow.
Speaking of good friends, beating the piss out of each other, heel Dakota is really working for me. I would have liked to have seen her cut a promo to explain her actions in her own words, perhaps next week. Tegan Hotbox versus Dakota High in the Super Friends Bowl. Take my money.
I'm going to say it right now. Dakota Kai gets me high. You like that? I came up with it all by myself.
It's so original.
So, fresh,
so original.
So clean.
Must suck when you turn on your friend in story. You probably have to stop riding with them while you're making towns. The sacrifices one must make. Hope we see Mauro back soon. Pretty sure Jim Ross called Asian people Orientals on AEW tonight.
Yes.
So it's been quite a tumultuous time for announcers.
Oh boy.
For sure, yeah. The last 3 weeks.
Oh boy. Jeez.
That did happen. We will be discussing that on tomorrow's AEW Up Next. Question. Do you think you'll ever add a rating system in the feedback, or does the BDE and the Superior brand not roll like that?
People end with their feedbacks with 9 out of 10, or people always say out of 10.
I did throw one up for the takeover because I was interested. I don't know.
Do you mean like rating system?
Like we can do a poll on Patreon. Not on Patreon, on Post Wrestling Forum. So yeah.
I like rating thing. I rate matches like stars, like out of 5.
Cool. All right. If we remember next week, we'll throw up a poll.
But feel free, even if it's there, just say it in your feedback.
Say what you think.
Out of 10,
yeah,
or 5-star, whatever you know. Up next. And still, Eva from London, the Shayna superfan with the Shayna Baszler random fact no one asked for. When Shayna is making her entrance, she kneels on the ring steps. She is dedicating the match to her late coach, Billy Robinson. Survivor Series main event, it was okay. It wasn't awful, but the dead crowd certainly didn't help. Oh, the Survivor Series main event was awful.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Coming back to this week's episode, the pros, the opening party, the tag title match, except for the weird finish, Dakota Kai's new theme, Kai and LeRae, Rush Tozawa, Balor Ciampa, Shayna Rhea promos, and stare down the cons. Not really properly acknowledging Shayna main eventing and winning the triple threat. Mansoor versus Thorne, Babadook vignette, and Lee Bourne, even though Lee's kicks when fighting look sick. And also some cons. Corey Graves, insincere apology. Keep up the good work, Brady and Davey. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, I didn't really. We talked about it on John and Wade's Survivor Series review. I didn't really care for that main event. I thought it really underdelivered, in my opinion. It wasn't really the crowd, but I still like Shayna Baszler. I still think they can turn this around and not even turn around. It's not a big L. I just think the program definitely needs to be her and Becky.
Yeah,
right.
Absolutely. We go to Brang77. Great episode tonight to follow up on a busy weekend of NXT domination. That said, I hope they let some of these people recover a bit as Bobby Fish went down and Candice had a weird moment where it looked like she might be hurt. The NXT talent has been keeping a brutal schedule for the last month.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Come on. Yeah, rest some of these people.
Mystery. Hey there. Not much to say about tonight's episode. It was a cool down. That being said, I hope Fish is okay. Rhea Ripley saving Candice from Dakota might bite her in the ass later. I can see Dakota screwing over Ripley when she does eventually face Shayna. Speaking of Ripley, that promo was not good. I absolutely hated it. I felt like she was being much of a tryhard and was not pleasant to listen to. I kind of feel like that's her worst aspect, and it sticks out. She's a faux badass. Oh, damn. As a side, Kairi's new WWE photos she posted on social media gave her quite a bit of an edge, and I love it. What do you guys think of her involvement with the Charlotte Asuka match on Monday? She is incredibly entertaining. So there it is again. Once you just get the little, what we call it, the edge.
The edge.
And we love you all of a sudden.
Yeah, that, to be honest, that has been a story I've been kind of enjoying on
I like
Monday
the umbrella.
The
Japanese umbrella.
The Kabuki Warriors have really found their groove now.
Yeah.
And feuding with Charlotte. Could have some good matches there. And yeah, of course she's going to get involved. We go to Charbel from Victoriaville. The new Dakota Kai ring gear is lit. Her theme song and new look also. How fucking gorgeous is she? Here we go, Charbel.
Yep.
I'm a little bit confused on why they didn't do a redemption story with her going for the title. I thought it was Candice or Dakota or maybe even Io dethroning Shayna, but now I don't have a clue. See you tomorrow, guys. I think the CWC Up Yours is a good timing with the end of 205 and the start of the NXT Cruiserweight Championship. It's almost as if we planned it.
Almost,
but it wasn't.
So Charbel is a world champion tier in our Patreon, which we made this ridiculous tier and thought no one would do it, but apparently people love us enough to sign up for a world champion tier, and that means you get. We're going to send you a Christmas gift. We're going to send you some stuff. We send you personal videos. We make custom podcasts for only world tiers, but Charbel gets to pick something for Up Yours, and he picked the Cruiserweight Classic.
He did indeed.
So we're going to get to go through that this week. It's going to be awesome. Kota Ibushi is in this tournament. Just remember that.
Yeah.
What a time. Sango from Malaysia. Very happy to see Mansoor and Shane Thorne have a match tonight. Not so happy that Thorne lost again. Wonder how long he can tread water before they run another storyline with him or before he requests his release. Yeah, I think that's exactly what I said. AEW, baby. Or go to Japan with the other one.
Yeah.
Remember he had a partner and then he went back. Yeah.
It's closer to home.
Yeah. Another standout title defense for Lio Rush, this time against Tozawa. Wasn't as smooth as his match against Garza, but it was fun. Loved the angle between Shayna, Rhea, and Xia Li, especially like the bit where Rhea asked the champ for a fight right then and there. Always great to see how Shayna's showing distress. Yeah, I do like when a babyface is like, let's go right now. Like, fight me right now. It's just, that's what happens. People want to fight all the time, like, right now, let's go. They end good night, sleep tight, and don't let the bed bugs end Bobby Fish's career.
Oh, poor Bobby
don't say
Fish.
that. Don't say that.
And finally, we go to Matt in the 604. I'm still going strong on the Cruiserweight division, hoping that Lio gets to be on one of the big 4 pay-per-view main cards instead of the pre-show to show off his talent. Random. Have either of you had the Beyond Meat burger? And if so, what do you think?
Yeah.
We actually sell it at my work. It's pretty good.
Oh, no,
I think.
Really?
Yeah.
Hey, it tastes like meat. I love eating meat, but I've eaten I have a lot of vegan friends or people I've dated who are vegan and vegetarians, and like it's fine. But I have tried the Beyond Meat. But I am saying we do watch NXT on USA, and they aired the Burger King ones.
The
Whopper.
Impossible Burger.
Whopper's my favorite. Like, you never have like your guilty pleasure of fast food. Like everyone, you love your Taco Bell. I'm talking like shitty fast food. Yeah. I mean like McDonald's, whatever. But the Whopper from Burger King is my favorite, like shitty feel good thing. So I'm tempted to try it. I would try a meatless Whopper.
I would say you should go
me,
and watch the South Park episode from the new season. It's called something Goo. It's got Goo in the title.
Sure.
It's basically the Daniel Day-Lewis character from There Will Be Blood coming to South Park to sell all this goo for Impossible Burgers, for Beyond Meat. It's still processed shit at the end of the day. It's just vegetarian processed shit.
No, I've had it.
But it does taste good. I do enjoy it.
I just don't think you could trick me. Like I used to, when I was a kid, I did the Pepsi challenge. I rocked that shit all the time. Because Pepsi adds more sugar than Coke. Everyone knows that. And, meat tastes like fucking meat. So that's all the feedback, form, and questions. Thank you, guys. So again, thank you to all the people who listen to Up Next every week. We'll be back next week. Again, we go live after NXT every Wednesday night at 10:30 Eastern on our YouTube, youtube.com/upnext. You can follow the Twitter account at upnext. You can follow us on Patreon. Support us. Go check it.
upNext Podcast for the Twitter.
At upNext Podcast. Sorry. The Patreon is patreon.com/upnext. And you can go and once you sign up, again, join on the 1st of December and you get access to all the shows we put out, including the new ones we will be putting out, including Best Match Ever, the one we did with John Away, the Was Next. We're going to be doing some best and worst stuff. It's that time of year coming up. So
that time of year again.
We have so much stuff coming out. And honestly, it's because of all the listeners, even if you're not a Patreon supporter, but you just like listen and support. So thank you. Subscribe, rate us on your podcast apps, all that stuff. Tell your friends, all that stuff. Thank you. And it just means the world to us that we're just two guys talking about NXT every week. And for some reason, people like it. So
absolutely.
Thank you.
So, coming up this week, tomorrow, we've got our AEW review in Up Nextra for the patrons. We've also got Was Next, where we're looking at the August 1st, 2012 edition of NXT. And on Sunday, we'll be looking at that Cruiserweight Classic with Shah Bell. But before we go, I just want to say thank you to a few of our patrons who allow us to continue to do Up Next for free every Wednesday night. And tonight, I would like to thank Andrew McDonald, Bob Trebush, Chris from Melbourne, Dan Morrison, Eric Marcotte, and Greg T.
I want to thank Harry Dubel, James de Guzman, Joe LeBeau, Kenneth Trainer, Lou Dominquez. Oh man, I'm butchering all your names. I'm sorry. And Mark Westerberg, not Mark Wahlberg, Mark Westerberg. Hey, thank you to all you people. You are Patreon supporters, so we shout out some names during Up Next every week because we can't do this without you people, and you help us do it, and it's just awesome. So that being said, all the shows are available that we've been doing, and we've been doing so many shows, the Survivor Series and all this stuff. It's just awesome. So follow myself, Braden Herrington. I am on Twitter and Instagram. You can follow me, message me at all times. I don't bite hard. I am at the Brady.
And I am at Davie Portman.
I don't know what else there is to say.
I think that's it.
Okay, we're going to get out of here, and we'll talk to you then. So throw him up. Oh, man, is he still in the company? Take care. Be safe. Epstein didn't kill himself.
Ahoy!
Thank you, YouTube people. Whoever's still here.
Who's still